What's going on, y'all? So today I am just taking you all with me to get some creative shots for a documentary, right? And I kind of want to get you all in a mindset of what I am thinking about, well, I guess some things you should be considering when you're trying to get certain shots for your documentaries, for your weddings, whatever the case is. Just think outside the box. So today we're taking the Osmo Action, the first generation that is, right? And we're gonna be dropping Hunter Lake, Michigan, to get some shots. And I'll be telling you what this all is for and how I'm trying to make sense of it. Now, mind you, this is wet already because I've tried and failed multiple times already. I can't get the shot that I want, but we're gonna keep trying until we get it. That's filmmaking. So, what some of the things that you should be considering when you're telling the story? Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Shout out to Mark Bone because Mark Bone is kind of like a very, I study you, bro. You call this shit what you do, and I ain't gonna hold you, dog. Hold on, like these rocks slippery than a motherfucker, and I'm trying not to really bust my shit. But we're gonna try to drop this motherfucker in the water again. Mark Bone is very good. He always he makes me think about this now. Anytime I do a project, and it is, oh my God, Lake Michigan water in your mouth. Oh, it's radioactive. The question is, if you all can see me, if not, I'll throw some B-roll on top. What is the story that I am telling, right? Who is my main point of interest? Who is my subject? Who is my character? My subject is a cancer patient, right? But she was very like an outdoorsy type of person. She used to do like track meets, marathons, you name it. Like that was her shit. So what I'm doing is like I'm trying to show the symbolism of the water. Like for like prime example, she moved to a place to be close about the water, but when she was diagnosed, essentially she can't even go to the water now. You know what I'm saying? Like she can like walk along the beach, but she's on crutches. So like actually getting her on water, it's just in a way her immune system is now, she just can't do it. Like going into water is just like virtually impossible. So the symbolism of being able to look out into something, because her apartment looks right over the water. The symbolism of being able to look out to something knowing you can't touch it, ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I feel like that's how most Americans feel right now. We see some shit that we can't grab, but obviously her battle is way different. But nonetheless, I'm saying that to say I have to build on that story, right? So I have to give you shots with the water. I have to show why the water is symbolic, if you will. That's what we're doing. We're trying to show some symbolism through this water. So the question is, Sean, how do we do that? How do we, it has to be something deeper than you just throwing a goddamn GoPro into the water. Like, what's your thought process? Very good question. How can you think about these shots? Like, what should you be considering, right? So here we go. This is how you can get creative shots and also make sure that your story is being told correctly. I think sometimes people be so enthralled or so in love with the idea of creative shot that sometimes like you getting a whole bunch of shit that you probably can't use because it don't make sense to the story. What's your story, as Mark Bone would say? There we go. When you are shooting documentaries, I think one thing that I've learned that you always want to consider is, why should we care about her? I know it sounds fucked up, right? When you say it like that, but it's like, but that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? As a viewer, as a whoever, I feel like a good question is, why should we care? Like, I have an auntie that has cancer. I had a grandma, cousin, mom, dad. What makes her story so different than theirs? Why should I care about this person? Why should I relive that trauma? Oh shit, that's tough. That's deep. So it's your job as a filmmaker to give them reasons to do that. We have to build some supporting story, a supporting arc to be like, okay, this is what this character was. I have to make you feel for her. Think about this. Anytime you watch a Netflix movie or like a show nowadays, I don't know how the fuck they do it, but every time they almost kind of make you feel bad for the villain some way. Like, look at you with the character Joe. Really? Joe is a piece of shit. If we're gonna give it a buck, Joe is a piece of shit. But at the end, you like low-key be room for this motherfucker to win. And that's because the writers are giving you something to care about. They're giving you something to relate to. So no, I'm not gonna relate to you with this. I don't wanna relate to you just on the strength of, hey, she's a cancer patient. Like, no, her story, who she is as a person, is much deeper than that. This story is revolving around how much her life has changed since she has cancer and how that affects her day to day. How what she used to love to do is it's in arm's reach and she can't reach it. That's the story. God damn. Hey, listen, I don't know if that was me or my studying of Mark Bone, but either way, that shit was good. Y'all, hey, listen, if you rock with that, give me a like and a comment right now and subscribe. Hey, we rock with that. Also, for my OGs, you know what I'm saying? We had 1639 right? We had 1630 with subscribers. I think the last video was like at 1605, so we out there moving. So all my OGs in the building, they say we in the building, give me a like. Okay, I think I got a really good idea. I'm actually using the rocks in the back as a way to keep the camera straight and flat. I really wanted one pointed straight up, but I'm scared I'm gonna lose my camera and it's too cold to be stepping in the water. So yeah, that's what we are. Once you find a way to make people relate to your character, you got them hooked into your story. This little yellow piece of string is making me so nervous because this is what I have keeping my Osmo action camera alive. Number two, when you are trying to think about these creative shots, what I did with the producer and the director, the reason why I'm getting this shot in specific, is because I made sure that he asked questions. The interviewer, I made sure they asked the interviewee, which is my subject, right? I made sure he asked her questions to make sure that in any creative shots I wanted to get, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it would make sense. So I almost kind of pre-shoot a documentary in my head before I shoot it. Now I know what you all are saying, like, man, sometimes a documentary has to be in that moment. But also, too, as a filmmaker, you have to guide and scope the story to fit your vision as well. Damn, hey, that boy dropping gems out there. Hey, come on, huh? Hey, listen, I can shoot some shit. I do this shit a little bit. Y'all done seen it work. Let's see if I got it. And I'm shooting this in 4K 60 as well, just in case I want to slow this down. By the way, I will be linking Mark Bone's YouTube channel to at the bottom, because buddy cold as hell, man. I learned, like, he's one of the YouTubers I actually learned some shit from. Like, Mark Bone actually do this shit for real. You have a lot of YouTubers who don't do no professional work. You can't go nowhere and see their professional website, their portfolio, none of that shit. Those people you can't trust. But the motherfuckers that they actually put their, like, their everything out on the cars, out on the table, yeah, it's a pretty safe bet to go with Mark Bone. So I'll make sure I link him down in the description below. Now we getting somewhere, y'all. Now we getting somewhere, okay. Then we gotta get some shots where it gets too dark of, like, the water just crashing into the waves. And the symbolism there is kind of like, your dreams are rushing to shore, smacking against rocks. Listen, I ain't gonna give y'all too much of the plot away, because I'm still doing the documentary, but just know you can already see it where this is going. Shit gonna be cold. The third thing is, I think this is the most important thing, at least, and this is more so the post-processing thing. We got the first two things, right? But this documentary is filmed like on like separate days. Like I had to go back out and like go shoot something else. My biggest tip to you all, like when you want to kind of get those creative shots, making sure your story is driven correctly, go back and look at your shit, bro. Okay? Go back and look at your footage. Like if you go back to the footage, right? Let's say you shot something on day one. Okay, they paying you a lot of good money for this documentary, so you looking at the footage early, maybe you want to get some other shots. This is a mindset you should be having anyway. But number two, it's going to help you determine what pieces to the puzzle you need to put in to make sure this works and it's cohesive. We ain't trying to jam some shit in that don't work. We're not trying to jam the triangle block into the square box. Don't jam the triangle box into your square box. That's the tip number 3, okay? Don't force some shit to work if it didn't work. If you didn't have time to actually prep and look at it, that's cool. Follow the fundamentals. Good storytelling always comes from good fundamentals too. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got your good shot set up, and to make sure that you are asking the correct questions, or your interviewer is asking the correct questions, it's okay if you don't get the creative shot. I think that's number 3. It's okay if you don't get the creative shot. Your story matters most. That's it. You want a great documentary, a great film, or a great project of anything, your story matters most. That's how we have the #1 commercial productions business here in Chicago, because storytelling is our thing. What? I know. But on that note, I got to finish getting these shots. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been looking at them, trying to see how I can make this work. But nonetheless, I appreciate y'all for watching, checking out the video, and I'm out, man. We out. Deuces.